What's up guys, this is me, Hunter for Reptile Events, and today's a special video. So yeah, today is a special video. This video is going to be talking about skeletons. That's correct, because guess what's around the corner? Halloween. That is correct. Halloween is coming really soon, so I decided to buy me some skeletons, then show you guys and educate you guys about them and everything. So, without further ado, let's show you the skeletons that I actually bought for my Halloween decoration at the Reptile show I'm going to be at on October 22nd. That's right, I'm doing a Reptile show on October 22nd. That's going to be in Gadsden, Alabama, by the way, and stuff. If you want to come over to the Reptile show, just go on the Show Me Snakes website and look for the show that I'm going to be at, which is going to be at the Gadsden, Alabama show, which is actually not too far from where I live. Not too far from where I live and everything. But anyway, I'm going to be at that show. So I'm going to be at that show, and you'll see me there doing reptile stuff and everything else. So yeah. So if you want to go to the show, you can go to their website and buy tickets over there and stuff. Yeah. Also, if you want to donate to my business, which I'm trying to raise money so I can have have to get to my point, get to my goal where I can actually build my own facility for animals so I can educate people more often and everything. So I do want have that dream to come true. It's because I do want to be a herpetologist. That's my goal. To be honest with you guys, I do want to be a herpetologist and educate people and get volunteers and get people to work with these animals and stuff. So yeah, I will appreciate if you do donate and stuff. You don't have to donate if you want to. You can choose not to, or choose if you want to. So yeah. How can you donate? It's by going to my Venmo. If you can search Reptile Events on Venmo, that's how you're able to donate. That's how you're able to donate money to me and stuff, so I can actually use that money to afford for supplies that I need for reptiles and all that other stuff that I need and everything. So yeah, I can build a dream that I want to do in the later future and stuff. Now, you don't have to donate to me. I'm not forcing you to donate. You can donate whenever you want to. You can just all you do is just go on Venmo and then search Reptile Events. That's all you need to search. But anyway, let's get on to today's video, which is actually the skeletons. So let's talk about skeletons before I show you skeletons that I have in possession right now. So skeletons are from animals. So every animal has a different skeleton. And every animal, when it comes to some animals don't have skeletons. Yeah, there are some animals that don't, and we're going to get into those animals in this video, by the way. And not only this video is going to show reptile skeletons, but it's also going to show other animal skeletons that I'm going to teach you guys about everything. So yeah, I'm also going to show you pictures of the actual skeletons, what they actually look like, comparing to the skeletons I bought that are in decorations actually in general. So yeah, I'm going to show you the skeletons that I bought for this video. So let's get on to the skeletons. So this first skeleton I have right here is actually a two-headed snake skeleton. Before we get into how inaccurate this snake skeleton is, let me discuss there is such thing as a two-headed snake. It's a birth effect that snakes do get when they're born. When snakes are born, they sometimes will get a birth effect that will make them have two heads. And this is actually a very rare disease. This is a very rare disease that snakes get at times. And the reason why is because it has to do with some kind of like disease that the snake will get, and this is what will actually happen to the snake. And, yeah. But when it comes to a skeleton, the rest of the skeleton will look the same except for the heads. The heads, you don't have two heads, two skulls and stuff. And there are 4 different types of skulls when it comes to snakes. There are 4 different types of skulls. I'm going to look them up so I can actually pronounce the names of the skulls, so I can make sure make sure I can actually knowing the names. So the names of the names of the skulls. There's the solenoglyph, was actually the viper skull. There's also the proteroglyph to be exact, which is actually the lapis skull. And there's also the opithoglyph. Opithoglyph, yeah. Opithoglyph is actually the rear fang snake. So yeah, that's the rear fang skull. And then we have the eglyph. Eglyph is actually the constrictor skull. That's actually the constrictor skull snake. So yeah, that's actually a constrictor skull. Basically, boas and pythons. So yeah, there are 4 different types of skulls when it comes to snakes. So yeah, and these skulls. So let's get on to the snake skeleton here. These skulls are nothing like snake skulls I've ever seen before. In fact, I'm going to show you pictures of those snake skulls I've mentioned before right here, right now. So you can see why these look different. They look nothing like the skulls that I just showed you, of what these snakes are supposed to look like and stuff. So let's demonstrate what this skeleton is like. Okay, I noticed that it only has spine. It doesn't have any ribs. There's no ribs. Also, I should mention this, that snake skeletons have ribs, which go all the way to here. If I have that right, by the way. Which go all the way to here. So, yeah, because their tail has no ribs at all. They have short tails. Yeah, snakes have short tails, and at the tail, they have no ribs. So, at least they got this right. But the rest is so wrong. Like, this is one of the worst skeletons I've ever seen. This is a terrible design snake skeleton. This really is a terrible design snake skeleton. But I love how it looks. But the fact is, you can't really use this as educational purposes. You can, however, use this as decoration purposes, which is this skeleton is intended to be for and stuff. But as educational, no. There's no way you can basically educate anybody with this kind of skeleton, because this is a very terrible skeleton to look at and everything. I mean, look at these heads. Look at these heads. This is not a snake's jaw. I've already showed you what a snake's jaw looks like from earlier, so you know what the snake jaws look like. So the snake jaws have these 2 separators right here, and this is how they're able to hinge their mouths and able to actually consume large prey. So that means they have delicate skulls. They have very delicate skulls, so that way they can actually hinge their mouths in order to consume large prey. So yeah. Whereas this has a very interesting, robust skull I've ever seen, and there's no way that this snake can actually eat a large vertebrate, or large, vertebrate, or anything, any prey item that the snake will eat. So yeah, it can't swallow the prey. So yeah, and I noticed this snake has no teeth. Snakes have teeth. They have teeth. This one doesn't have any teeth, but it has fangs. At least it got that right. But the skull is so wrong. In fact, if you're already seeing the pictures of the skulls I just showed you, you'll realize that these skulls are definitely not snake skulls in the slightest. these look more like lizard skulls. Well, even though they don't look exactly like lizard skulls, because I've seen a lizard skull before, and it looks nothing like this at all. So yeah, this is nothing like a snake skull or a lizard skull. So yeah, there's everything I can say for this skeleton. This is very awful, but I love the fact that there's two heads, because there is such thing as two-headed snakes. So that's accurate, but the rest of it is so wrong. Like, it's extremely wrong. It's extremely wrong. Like, whoever designed this really did not look into a snake skeleton. They didn't. They didn't at all. I mean, wow. This is absolutely wrong when it comes to snake skeletons and stuff. Okay, I'm going to show you some more skeletons in the next video, in the next part, by the way. So I have here are two spiders. I have a bone spider. I bought this last year. So yeah. And then I have a real actual, well, actually this is a fake spider to be exact. Okay. But this is a really good example of a real spider. A real black hole spider to be exact. Before we get into this really awful bone spider, I mean, a little bit, this looks really cool. The way they designed it and everything, but you're never going to see this kind of skeleton from a real actual spider. Okay, let's discuss this spider right here. Okay, this is actually correct. This is actually correct from a black widow. So, yeah. So, let's discuss what a black widow has. Alright, a black widow actually does have an abdomen. So, you'll see that from spiders all the time. And spiders also have a thorax, which is known as the cenothorax, which is the thorax that connects to the legs. Which, yeah, the legs are connected to the cenothorax, as you can see right here, demonstrated from this plastic spider right here. So you can see how correct and accurate this looks. So you see how the legs are connected to the cenothorax, and it has fangs right here, and it also has pelpaps right there. That's right. That's another thing that spiders have too, is pelpaps. So yeah. So this is actually accurate. Now, this spider skeleton, let's get on to the spider skeleton. This is so, wow, like terrible. Like, this is absolutely terrible. Like, why? Just why? I mean, why? I mean, I love the look of it. It looks cool, but you're never going to see this in reality, and you're never going to see this in reality at all. So, let's look at this. Let's look at this. Okay, it has ribs on its abdomen. You're never going to see that from a real spider. You're never going to see that. Okay, it also has bone-like legs. You're never going to see that either. And the head. It also has the wrong number of eyes, because it has 4 eyes. From, if you notice that, because some spiders, they have 8 eyes. Yeah, some spiders have 8 eyes. Some spiders have 6 eyes, and there are some spiders that have 2 eyes, by the way. But most of the time, you can only see the 2 eyes on a spider, because the rest of the eyes are really small to the point you can barely even see them. Yeah, so in reality, most spiders have 8 eyes. The reason why they have that many eyes is because this way they can see their prey moving at all corners. They can actually trap it. That way, the spider can get to his prey faster than ever. So it'll use all those eyes to focus on its prey, to knowing which direction it will move into, so the spider can get to it. So that's why spiders are able to get the prey quick. Yeah. The same thing with tarantulas. Tarantulas have the ability where they'll look at all corners to know where their prey is actually going. Because I actually watch my tarantulas do this all the time and stuff. And yeah, tarantulas, they're not true spiders, to be honest. They're actually just tarantulas. They're just called tarantulas. That's why their name is tarantula. They are part of the arachnid family. Yes, they are arachnids, and they're actually just like spiders, except they don't build webs. They have a silky they do build silk tunnels. They'll build that, but they don't build actual webs. And the thing about them, and the difference between a tarantula and a real spider, is that the tarantulas have scissor-like fangs, which means they'll grab their prey and they'll eat it up. Unlike real spiders, they basically use their fangs to inject venom into their prey and then suck up the contents. So that way they have a way to be hydrated and stuff. So yeah, that's how spiders are, because that's how real spiders are and stuff, to be honest with you guys. Okay, so that's the difference between true spiders and non-true spiders. So yeah, tarantulas are non-true spiders. Whereas a black widow, a wolf spider, and a brown goose spider are all true spiders. So yeah, and also to mention this, the camel spider is not a true spider. In fact, the camel spider is not even a spider in the slightest. It's not. It's actually a coelagen. Yeah, so those are not spiders at all. They're arachnids, but they're not spiders. So yeah, and also the legs of the skeleton are in the wrong place. Like I said before, the legs are supposed to be connected to the cenothorax, whereas these legs are connected to the abdomen. That is wrong. That is definitely not right at all, because this is not how a spiral skeleton will look like. In fact, this is what a spiral skeleton will look like in general, because spiders have exoskeletons, which means the skeleton is on the outside, where this skeleton right here is an internal skeleton. So this is different from a spider in general. So yeah, I'm going to show you more skeletons after this, that way. And also, we're going to get into the most unusual skeleton I've ever seen before, that never exists, but I actually have one. I'm going to show you that in the last minutes video. Okay, let's take a look at this bird skeleton right here. Okay, I think I've seen a skeleton just like this that was mentioned on Clint's Reptile's videos. I think he had a different bird skeleton that had a different head, but this is the one I saw at Spirit of Halloween. This is like a crow skeleton, to be exact. So yeah, because I can tell by the head, this looks just like a crow. So yeah. Now let's discuss about bird skeletons. I'm going to show you a picture of a bird skeleton right now. Now you've seen what a bird skeleton looks like. So I noticed this is a flighted bird. There are two types of birds. There's the non-flighted bird and the flighted bird. So what's the difference? The difference is that the flighted bird has a keel. So this skeleton has no keel. In fact, the keel is going to be right here. Now, the reason why flighted birds have a keel, because it's the thing that they have to have in order to connect the wings support it. So that way they can still fly. So yeah, they can still fly that way. Yeah, and also birds, they don't have bone-like feathers, which this skeleton does, and that is so wrong. Like, look at this. This has red-white wings. It's like bone wings. Why? Just why? Why bone wings? Why would you put bone wings? And also this bone tail. What the hell? Like really? Like really? So wrong. I mean, at least you got the feet right, but also has no pelvis. Because birds do have pelvis. Birds I've seen birds have pelvis. It does have a sternum. So that's good to know. I'm glad they put a sternum in there, but there's no pelvis. That's what I noticed. There's no pelvis, because birds do have pelvis, by the way. It doesn't have a keel either, because it's a flighted bird, and it's supposed to have a keel. So I wish the design of this skeleton will actually look at a bird skeleton, because they need to really look at one, because this looks really wrong and stuff. I mean, at least they got the beak right. I believe so. What this skull looks like. Yeah, but the rest of the features, like the wings, the tail, and yeah, this is all wrong. Like, this is all wrong right here. I mean, wow. I mean, I've already showed you an example of a bird skeleton. So, yeah, this is definitely wrong here. Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to the next skeleton. Okay. let's look at this octopus skeleton. Let me mention one thing about octopuses. They have no bones. That's correct. There is no bones in octopus. In fact, the only hard thing they have is a beak. That's right, which is supposed to be right here, but this octopus skeleton has no beak. It has no beak, and the eyes are in the wrong place. The eyes are in the wrong place. So the eyes of the octopus are supposed to be right here. But this octopus skeleton is so wrong. Like, it has bone tentacles and bone suckers. What? First of all, octopuses don't have bones. It's all muscle. They're known as mussels. They're not fish. They have no bones. So, yeah, this is all wrong. So, you'll never see an octopus skeleton at all. Because, in fact, yeah, like I said before, octopuses have no bones. They're actually one of the animals that have no bones. It's all muscle. It's all muscle. And the only thing that's kind of hard, that's almost similar to a bone, is their beak and the white rod that they have in their body. So there's no way they have bones. Okay, so yeah, this has a very weird skeleton and stuff. And I know it has ribs on the head, and that is definitely incorrect for an octopus, by the way. And yeah, it has bone-like tentacles, so that's also incorrect too. Yeah, it's like, yeah, how can I explain this? I guess they're doing because someone could be doing a Cthulhu ritual and using bones to create this. Yeah, but in reality, this doesn't make any sense at all, because this does not really conclude into the Cthulhu ritual at all, because there's no way you can find these bone-like tentacles right here and stuff. So yeah, there's no way you can find, and you'll never find bone-like. I can see this, but no, absolutely wrong. Next up, we have this turtle skeleton, or yeah, it's the turtle skeleton actually. So this is a turtle skeleton. So let's talk about turtles. Now, turtles, I like the fact this has a shell on it. So yeah, turtles do have a shell skeleton. In fact, most of the turtles' bones are actually part of the shell. That's right. Most of the bones are actually part of the shell that the turtle has. So at least it got this part right. But there's one thing I noticed that was wrong. Now the feet are also correct too. Feet are correct too, and the head is correct, and the neck is correct, and the tail is correct too. But there's one thing that was missing. It's that there's no bottom right here. That's right, there's no bottom, because according to the turtles, they have a sternum on the bottom, and so does tortoises. They have a sternum too. This turtle doesn't have any sternum. Doesn't have a sternum at all. So this means, how is his shell going to connect? Because how is his shell going to be like fitted? Because this is not going to work. Yeah, because there's a reason why turtles have a sternum on the bottom. It's because that's how they keep their shell in there and stuff. Sorry about that. I had a phone call, but anyway. So yeah, like I said before, there's no sternum on the bottom. So that means, yeah, this shell is not going to connect. So yeah, this is almost accurate, but not all the way. So at least I got most of the things right here in this turtle skeleton. But if they put the sternum right here, then it will be an actual turtle skeleton. But this is for decoration, so this is not anatomically correct. So yeah, at least they got most of the things right, but there's actually some things that they're not right. Actually, at all. So yeah, let's go to the next skeleton. All right, so let's talk about sharks. Now, you may find this as a shock. Sharks, they don't actually have bones. That's right, sharks don't have bones. In fact, the only bone-like thing that sharks actually have are their teeth. Yeah, the teeth. And actually, right here, this is what they only have. This is what you'll see from a shark skeleton. It's actually teeth. Right here, and the really hard parts, the gums. That's what you'll see and stuff. Yeah, when you see shark skeletons and stuff. Now, shark skeletons, I've seen shark skeletons and stuff. They only have a jawbone. That's the only bones that you'll see from a shark skeleton and stuff. But the rest is all cartilage. That's right. All sharks have cartilage. They don't have bones. And I've seen pictures of shark skeletons before, and I've seen what they look like and everything. And I'm going to show you a picture of one right now. As you can see, this is nothing like a shark skull at all. This is definitely not a shark skull. You'll never see this. This is not a shark skull. This is definitely so wrong. This is definitely really just wrong. But I love the design. I love how it's got some features right, like the teeth. This is kind of great. It's exactly it's a great white to be exact. And it's got the teeth in the right places, as you can see right there. But I noticed this jaw doesn't hinge all the way. So, yeah, that's a problem. So, yeah, because sharks basically open their mouths like this. They have their jaw wide open at times. And, yeah, like, for example, the basking shark always has a jaw wide open all the time and stuff. So, yeah. These teeth are really correct. However, sharks mostly don't have bones, and also this is even incorrect right here too, because why would they put this bottom right here? That makes no sense, because that means it has a tongue bone. So this just has a tongue bone. Yeah, this has a tongue bone. Look at that. It has a bone tongue. That is so ridiculous. It has a bone tongue. Wow. I just noticed that. It has a bone tongue. That is so inaccurate. That is so inaccurate. So, yeah, sharks don't have bones. Yeah, they don't have bones in their bodies. They mostly have cartilage. So they don't really have bones. Still, the only bony thing they have is the teeth and the jawbone. So, yeah, I already showed you what a shark skeleton looks like. So, this is inaccurate. This is very inaccurate indeed. So, yeah. So, yeah, indeed. Yeah. Let's go to the next skeleton. Okay, this last skeleton is a really interesting skeleton, but this kind of creature that I'm going to show you the skeleton of, this kind of creature doesn't exist. In fact, this is a mythical creature. So here you are. You want to know what kind of skeleton this is? Well, this is a type of mermaid. This is a type of mermaid. In fact, when I've actually done some research on mermaids, it's the fact there are actually 3 different types of mermaids. Technically, there's also a merman too as well, but those are still mermaids. And now mermaids also used for a female. That's right. So yeah, that's why I call them female mermaid. Yeah, mermaid. And they call the males mermans, but it's still technically a mermaid. So yeah. But anyway, This right here is not a mermaid. This is actually a siren. So this is a siren. This is not actually a mermaid. There are 3 different types of mermaids. There are actually the mermaid, the siren, and last but not least, the sea witch, which is the Ursula kind and stuff. That's from, you know, in the movie called The Little Mermaid. Yeah. If mermaid skeletons did actually exist, they'll probably look like this. Because I've never seen an actual mermaid skeleton because they don't exist, by the way. So yeah, but there's also another thing I should mention that looks wrong. Notice it has scales right here. The scales are not bones. That's right. If there was a real actual mermaid skeleton, which there's not in reality, it won't have scales. It will have like ribs on the tail, right here. Because I've seen a video of a mermaid skeleton in Clint's video, and it was a very good example of an actual mermaid skeleton, if they do exist, by the way. Yeah. I also noticed that this mermaid skeleton has this kind of fin. I'd never seen that before. That's a very interesting fin for a mermaid to actually have. That is very interesting. That's actually very unique. So, I also like this dorsal fin that has on top of its head and stuff. But also I noticed it has bone webbed feet, which is actually not a thing that won't exist at all. Because webbing is actually cartilage. That's not bone. Because it's like ears. You know how ears are like this? That's cartilage. Whereas this is bones. So it's a bone-like webbed feet and bone-like, scaly tail. So not right. Like, definitely not right. But I love the fact they tried. They actually tried to make a real, actual mermaid skeleton. Even though mermaids don't exist, but if they were to exist, they could look like this. We don't know that in reality, because there are different drawings and what mermaids look like in general. But also, it makes me wonder if they're going to keep on doing skeletons like this, like the mermaid skeleton I've seen before. I wonder if they're going to do a centaur skeleton. That would be interesting to see if they're going to do that next year and stuff. So yeah. So thank you for watching this video in particular. I hope you learn what these skeletons are like and everything. You know these skeletons are not, accurate what the actual skeleton looks like and everything. I hope you enjoyed this video and stuff. And if you want to see my reptile show, you can go on the website called showmesnakes.com, which will show you the location of the show I'm going to be at and stuff, which is actually in Gadsden, Alabama, actually, to be exact. But anyway, I'm going to be there to vend a table and everything. So yeah, I'm going to vend my table there and stuff. And if you want to donate, you can donate me from Venmo. If you want to Venmo me some money, if you want to. But that's your choice. That's your total choice. But anyway, I'm Hunter Reptile Events. Thanks for watching. And also shout out to Clint's Reptiles. Because he needs some support as well. Because I think he'll need some support too. And probably in the future, we'll probably make a video together and stuff. It depends. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, I'm Hunter Reptile Events. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.